Welcome once again to another episode of Ask the Techies. I'm D. Lee Beard, and this is my second part of the Mac OS X Snow Leopard review. Now, this week I'm going to talk about Mac OS X's new Quicktime X, or Quicktime 10. I'm not sure how they're actually saying it, but it added some features and lost a few as well, so we're going to talk about those. Let's go ahead and watch a video and show you one of the things that's changed in the look and feel of it. I'm going to take one of my videos here and open it up in QuickTime. And here I go, and one of the first things you notice is that part of the video is obscured by this little palette bar. Now you can move it around. This is just like what you might have seen in iTunes, which has a little bar, and as soon as you hit play, of course you can, let me scrub through a little bit. You can hit play, then as soon as you move your mouse off the side, it disappears. Go over here and hit play, hit pause. But as long as my pointer is there on the screen, it does stay there. My pointer is right there, you can see, and it's not going away. So it's blocking part of my view. There, it finally went away. But if I come off to the side, is the only way to get it to disappear, which is a pain because if you're actually scrubbing through my video and you're looking at something that I did on the computer screen and you're trying to see what happened, part of your view is blocked. So then you got to pull it up here and then try to scrub through and then try to get to the other part. Oh, wait a minute, let me get this out of the way. So it does block part of your view, which is maybe a pain, but they are bigger and easier to see, which is nice. The old one did not have an easy way for you to be able to see that. But as soon as you hit play, and also this blocked part of your view as well, the button bar. But the cool thing about it is when you hit play and pull your mouse off, everything's gone. Everything's gone. So it just has the view, this video just kind of floating on my screen. It's actually kind of cool. And in fact, it came in very handy recently. I was at a table kind of promoting some services that I do at my real job, James Madison University, where I was checking my email, but up here I had an external monitor where I was showing a video promoting our services, and I had it looping. Well, normally I'd used to mirror it or have it, have the video play, or even extended desktop. It would still show these little navigation bars at the top when I played. If I did full screen, it would show on both the screens, so that was a bit of a pain. Well, now, because it gets rid of all the buttons, all I've got to do is on that second display is move the video over to the second display, stretch the screen, get to the edge, get to the corner and stretch it up really big, and then it fills up the whole screen. And so that works really well. And the background can just be a black background, and they don't know the difference. And meanwhile, I'm checking my email while still being able to play the video because these computers are that powerful. And close out of that. So the interface is one of the first things that you may notice on there. It does support flash video now, by the way. Let me go back to my movies folder. So you open it in Finder. And remember how I showed you before where you can actually play video in the Finder. So you can actually slide this little slider and view bigger. And here's an old video that someone sent to me, a friend of mine on Facebook. And I click play on that. And the video is actually playing. Look at this. It's a flash video, FLV. A flash video. QuickTime did not used to be able to play flash video. Now it does. In fact, when you open it up, you have it here, you can do file and you can do things like save for the web. Now it used to have a thing called export, I think, but now you do save for the web, and that gives you your options for what things that you want to do. I'm going to try this. I've actually had some glitches on this, but I'm just going to call this one party, because it's an old birthday party from my college days that a friend shared with me on Facebook. And then it's going to go through these exportings, and it's saving one for the iPhone, for 3G. I'm not going to wait on that. I'm going to click cancel on that. Okay. And I come in here. There we go. So here's my file. But when I double click on it, the screen's white. I've actually got this to convert before. So I'm not sure what happened that broke this ability to then save them in an MOV format. So if I wanted to save it in a different format to say, then drag that into iMovie so that I could add it to some pictures and videos that I have back from my days in college. So this seems to be a little glitchy so far exporting as flash video. I actually had it to work, but I just updated to the 10.6.1 version, and maybe that broke something, who knows. But you should be able to export, and that is how you export in the new one, rather than the save as does give you an option to do a save as just as a movie, but it doesn't give you any controls. And share gives you an option to share directly onto YouTube if you want to. Okay. Close out of that. Close out of that image. Now Flip for Mac still works. That's the little plugin. If you're not familiar with Flip for Mac, it allows you to play Windows Media Video in QuickTime. Now QuickTime, the new version, still doesn't support Windows Media Video. It still won't play those, but Flip for Mac will allow you to play them. It won't let you convert them unless you buy the Pro version, but the free plugin will allow QuickTime to play it. If you're not familiar with that, let me show you real quick. Let me go type in a Google search, Flip with the number 4, M-A-C, Mac. And there we go. Telestream. There we go. And there it is, allows you to play Windows Media Video, so if people are doing that, you can do that. The player is free. You just click on the Get Now button, and it will prompt you to which version do you want to download. There you go. Download Windows Media Components for QuickTime. You just click on that. And Flip for Mac is updated for the latest version of QuickTime, this QuickTime X. All right. I will have shortcuts, links to these on our website at AskTheTechies.com, where you can get to any websites that I'm talking about here. So there's an advantage to going to the website. Still great to, easy to subscribe in iTunes or other places, but if you need to find a link, you're not sure what it was, and you're not very good at Google searching it, then we'll have links on the show. Okay. So it does still do Windows Media Video. One thing that is not supported is OGG format. You're probably going, OGG? What's OGG? Well, OGG is a lot of videos out on the internet that are in the public domain or in the OGG format. Let me give you an example. If I was to go to, I believe it's Wikimedia. Yeah, right here, Wikimedia. I think that's what I want. Actually, go back. I think I want Wikimedia Commons is what I want. And if you click on that, and you can do a search for something like, oh, I don't know, Apollo. I had a typo. Delete Apollo. And then in here, I probably should add moon, I suppose. Let me do another search on that. Here we go. And so what we find is you find a lot of, this is public domain content that you can use for whatever you want. It's basically, you don't have to worry about it, but here's like an OGG. There's a file on there. Here's a video in the OGG format. If you click on that, there's the video file. And you can download this file, this OGG video, which is this file right here. And unfortunately, QuickTime 10 does not support, oh look, it crashed. It doesn't support the OGG format. So that's a little bit of a minus. However, there is a plugin in QuickTime 7, the old version, that did allow you to play and save into a different format. Because OGG is pretty much kind of like an open source type of format. Linux people love it. So you can download this little QuickTime component. It's the zif.org. And again, we'll have a link to this on our AskTheTechies.com episode on QuickTime X. And so you'll be able to find that. But basically, you can come over here, you can download it. It downloads really fast. Right there, it's on the desktop, it pops up. And it gives you directions on what to do in here, but I'm going to show you. This is the QuickTime plugin. And basically, what you do is you add it to your library folder, components. Now you can do it for just your user or for all users. I'd say go ahead and do it for all users. Let me drag that out of there. Go back here, and in this library on the hard drive, you can go into components there as well, and you pop it in there. Ta-da! Okay. Now, when you try to go to your movies folder, and there's that OGG video, that Apollo liftoff that I downloaded earlier, I can drag that on top of QuickTime 7, and it opens up, and now this will actually play. And you can see it's going to blast off here the top part of the lunar lander.
Liftoff, automatic.
There it goes. Oh, sorry. Little model that I made up. Anyway, I can stop. No, I can't always go save in the QuickTime 7. You have to have QuickTime 7 Pro in order to export, I believe, into a different format to give you lots of options. And when you do that, you do get all those things you used to always get, those different formats. This brings me to one more thing, is that you can't now export sound to an AIFF file. That's not a feature that is in the old version. So it's a little bit harder to try to extract the audio out from the video. It's not a feature of QuickTime 10. So you do want to kind of hang on to that one if you have QuickTime Pro, the older version, to be able to get that out. There are other ways to do that though. All right. Close that out. So the other things I want to point out about QuickTime, let me go open another video here. Take a Techies video, drag it in there. Like you can trim. If you click on this little box right here, you can go to trim. And what you can do is you can say, well, I hate watching the credits, so I'm just going to slide this out and get rid of the credits. Or I can say, I just want this one section of the video. And I can slide it, get to the right point, and then I click on trim, and now the video's, that's the end of the video. So you shortened it. You can say trim again, and I want to get rid of the opening part. I hate that Techies music. And you hit trim, there you go. So you can trim it right in there. You don't have to have a pro version of QuickTime in order to do that. In fact, there is no pro version now with QuickTime 10. There's just one version. But that's an easy way for you to do a little trimming on your video if you want. To especially get out that little part like where you hit record and then there's a little mess up, you know, or something where you just kind of, you know, the camera jars a little bit or something like that. So you can edit those parts out. One other thing about the plane, let me actually grab another video. So don't save. Now, I'm going to start doing chapter markers on our videos to make it easier, particularly if it's a longer video. You may have noticed that on the last video that we had for snow leopard review. There's a lot of topics in there. Well, when I do that, let's just open up Finder. When I open this up in QuickTime, you'll notice a box. Now, it used to be there was a bar that kind of showed you whatever chapter you were on. It would show you the text, like beginning, chapter 2 or chapter 3, scene where the person falls off cliff, whatever. Well, now what they have is they have a thumbnail version for the chapters. So here, when I click on that, it gives me a thumbnail version, including the title of whatever I typed in there for the chapter markers. And so this way you can easily go to the part that you want. So if you want to get to the credits, there you go. All right. And then you click on this again, you can easily get to the chapter, the sections that you want. So if you see one of our episodes and it's like, oh, I don't want to watch all of this stuff, I want to get to the part that I want, well, you can just easily get to that part now. And other videos that have this chapter feature, that might come in handy for you. So it's kind of like a DVD, getting right to the scenes that you want. So that's a nice little feature that they did add. The only problem I have with it is that it's a little hidden. You got to know that that's what that is, that's the chapter marker button. Now, one other thing I want to point out to you is, you used to not be able to record audio or video in QuickTime unless you had QuickTime Pro. Well, now in QuickTime X you can do a video recording. If you go to the File menu in QuickTime, you can say New Movie Recording. Now, I don't have a camera hooked up, so it's going to give me an X on that. But I could create a video of myself looking at my little webcam, you know, say a little hi, and then I can easily just post that up to share on Facebook or something to send somebody a little greeting, happy birthday greeting or something. But you can also do a file new audio recording if you just want to record some audio. You can do that. There's a new screen recording as well, and the new screen recording allows you to grab a video of whatever happens on the computer screen. You know, like what I do, where we have video that goes up there. So you can't zoom in on it the way I do because I use a program called ScreenFlow to allow us to do that very easily. But you can now, with the new QuickTime, do a video of whatever you've got. So if you can't connect to Grandma's computer, you might be able to create a little video of here's what you would do, and then you can send that video to her in Facebook or something, and then she can try to fix that. Or she can make a little video and send you the video, and you can look and see what she's doing and have a better understanding of, what is the problem? So she can create her own little video of whatever's happening on the screen by going into QuickTime and doing that. So that's a handy little feature. And you have an opportunity for low quality or high quality. High quality makes the file really smooth. The medium quality is the lower one. It's a little jerky in places depending on how much mouse movement that you have on the computer screen. Okay, so it's a nice little feature. Well, there's a lot of new little features in QuickTime. QuickTime 7 is still left installed on your computer. If not, you can do a custom install and get that back in on your computer, so that maybe if you still prefer the older version. For instance, if I wanted to open this up in QuickTime, there's the old version. And there's what I was talking about with the different chapter headings, where I can go to certain parts of the video that I may want to try to get to. Okay? So, if If you have any questions about QuickTime 10 or anything about technology, computers, some little gadget, something that confounds you about this technology world, feel free to drop me a question. Send me an email at questions@asktheteckies.com, and we may just answer your question on camera. Thanks for watching.